Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York.
Washington Post World.
September 28, 5:14 America, New York, Palestinians. At least 3 killed in Israeli raid in West Bank. The Palestinian Health Ministry says at least 3 Palestinians were killed and 9 others wounded during an Israeli military raid in the occupied West Bank town of Jenin.
Washington Post World.
September 28, 5:09 America, New York. Study. Heatwave led to unprecedented melt of Swiss glaciers. Switzerland's glaciers are melting like never before, an academic study shows, with their ice volume declining by 6% in a disastrous 2022 amid rising concerns about global warming and a summer heatwave that swept across Europe. New York Times World News.
September 28, 5 o'clock America, New York, our correspondents on the biggest music, shows and books in their parts of the world. Keeping an eye on and ear out for breakout hits.
New York Times World News.
September 28, 5 o'clock America, New York, read your way through Rome. Igiaba Scego, an author born in Rome to Somali parents, recommends books that draw readers through the rich layers that make up her hometown.
BBC News World.
September 28, 4 o'clock America, New York, Nord Stream leaks, sabotage to blame, says EU. Seismologists said there were underwater blasts before the leaks emerged near a Danish island.
The Washington Times Stories. Advocacy.
September 28, 3:52 America, New York, live updates, Russia-Ukraine war. Brussels. The European Union's top diplomat lashed out at Russia on Wednesday for holding illegal annexation referendums in occupied areas of Ukraine, denouncing their falsified outcome.
Washington Post World.
September 28, 3:24 America, New York, UN calls on Iran to avoid unnecessary force on protesters. The United Nations Secretary-General called on Iran to refrain from using unnecessary or disproportionate force in protest over a young woman who died in custody after being detained by police.
New York Times World News.
September 28, 3:08 America, New York. U.S. will lead talks with allies on producing more weapons. Defense officials from dozens of countries are set to meet in Brussels to discuss longer-term demand for militaries all over the world. A woman reacted to damage to a residential building caused by a missile strike the evening before in Kramatorsk, Ukraine, on Tuesday.
Mirror World News.
September 28, 3:02 America, New York, Hillary Nelson, U.S. mountaineer found dead after going missing on 8th tallest mountain. We'll be bringing you the very latest updates, pictures and video on this breaking news story.
Mirror World News.
September 28, 2:51 America, New York. Thousands raised for family of beautiful daughter who died in Ibiza holiday balcony fall. Robin Eve Maines, 24, was killed when she fell 30 feet from her balcony in Ibiza during a holiday with her partner and friends, as people at home raised thousands for her family.
Fox World News.
September 28, 2 o'clock America, New York, Vladimir Putin will only escalate Ukraine war, sees conflict as existential for Russia, expert says. Bill Browder, a financier who was expelled from Russia in 2005, says the rest of the world needs to join in sanctions to cut off Vladimir Putin's war machine.
Mirror World News.
September 28, 1:33 America, New York, Ukrainian refugee, 8, fighting for life after being stabbed as mom found unconscious. An 8-year-old girl and her mum are both fighting for their lives after being found with serious injuries in a house near Clarecastle as police launch an investigation.
BBC News World.
September 28, 1:04 America, New York, Brazil election. We'll vote for Bolsonaro because he is God. Fans of Brazil's president see him as a legendary leader, and are convinced he will win re-election.
BBC News World.
September 28, 1:01 America, New York. Ukrainians told to be ready to fight for Russia. The BBC is given rare access to the front line near Kherson where Ukrainian troops are pushing back the Russian army.